Republicans are taking over Congress. They are taking over the White House. But Republicans do not have majority support in this country. The majority of voters supported Democratic Senate candidates over Republican ones, and the majority supported a Democratic presidential candidate over a Republican one. The American people didn't give Democrats majority support so we could come back to Washington and play dead. They didn't send us here to whimper, whine, or grovel.
Yeah.
And you have Elizabeth Warren, who's stepping out and basically looking like she's going to be the de facto head of the Democratic Party nationally. That is a...
Do you lead on anger, though? Because that doesn't seem very constructive to me. I got to tell you, I love her. I'm getting tired of this act.
She's definitely giving voice to the people in the party and in the country who think Donald Trump is a disaster for the country.
Yeah, well, you know
She's
what? There's a huge part of the country that doesn't think so. And she might want to be a little inclusive, because she's sounding like the people she's accusing of being exclusive. I mean, she's just got to stop. I'm sorry. It's getting exhausting. And this was not helpful during the campaign. It wasn't. There's an anger there that was shrill and a step above what it needed to be, unmeasured, and almost unhinged. It's not going to work. At some point, we have to look at what happened and look at the people who we lost along the way. Those are the people that Elizabeth Warren has been fighting for decades. Those are the people who've been left out because of a rigged system. Those were her people, and now she's leaving them out of the conversation. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, and this is a problem with what I've been saying about the media. Mike, the media is doing nobody any favors by painting Trump's followers as bumpkins who they have to examine under a microscope. I've seen people that have gotten this story wrong from the very beginning, saying, I am going to go out to the country, and they'll drive like, you know, an hour and a half out to Pennsylvania. And then drive back into Midtown Manhattan. It's just, Mika's point is a great one, that the very people that Elizabeth Warren has been fighting for her entire life are the very people who elected Donald Trump, who feel a disconnect from this Democratic Party.
You know, to the initial point that you referenced there, and it saddens me to say this, but the media took a bigger hit in this year's election process and over the past 2 years than any one of the political parties.
And they deserved it. They have been wrong.
There's a reason why people are going to Facebook for news, unfortunately. I really regret saying that, but you can't ignore the facts.
And Willie, how silly does the media look after the election, talking about all these stories about fake news on Facebook, which drive me crazy.
And doing a cross-country tour on how they got it wrong.
Despite the fact that for most of America, the mainstream media has been reporting fake news over the past year and a half, because they have read every single day, Donald Trump can't win. The best and the brightest in the media profession, Donald Trump can't win. He's got a 1% chance of winning the nomination.
There's no way.
Donald Trump can't win. He's got a 5% peak. He can't get above 20%. Donald Trump can't win because of this. Donald Trump can't win because of that. Now, that's the message they've read every day and seen on TV every day from the mainstream media. And to them, following up on Mike's point, that looks like fake news because it was fake news. They were wrong from the beginning. Their assumptions were wrong from the very beginning, and their assumptions polluted their reporting.
And I would say the same thing for the media and for Democrats on the left, which is that there hasn't been a lot of learning in the last month about what happened exactly. It's been looking for blame to other places why Donald Trump was elected and not looking within and saying, did we cover this wrong? Or if you're a Democrat, did we talk to the wrong people? Did we have the wrong message? They're two separate groups, obviously, but I think they're both guilty of the same thing, which is not looking inward after this election and looking outward for other reasons that fell apart.
And somehow, losing the ability, the innate ability to do a critical thing when you're gathering news, or whether you're looking for votes. Listen. Well, listen to the people you're trying to represent if you're a politician. Listen to the people who you're trying to record what their feelings are for a news story. Listen to them.
Well, I'm trying to describe it all to race, too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, by putting this loss just on, oh, Donald Trump voters are racist, it really misses the big picture that people were really dissatisfied with what Hillary Clinton was proposing to actually change the lives of Americans who are really struggling right now. And something consistently that I heard, doing 48 hours of focus groups in 7 battleground states before this election was that people on both sides of the aisle did not perceive Donald Trump voters as racist just because of their vote. It was much bigger than that.
Given that that happened, you would think that people like Elizabeth Warren, and why I'm so critical of that soundbite and every other rant I've heard, is it's not showing listening, it's not showing learning, that there was something to be learned. And by the way, at the beginning of a new presidency, isn't the first thing that should happen out of the box is we look forward to working with Republicans, we support the new president-elect, and we hope to move forward together and find things we can agree on. Isn't that the example that Democrats have accused Republicans of not holding up to for 8 years, of being absolutely vitriolic against Republicans for being so difficult, for trying to bring Obama down from day one? Boy, this reminds me of 8 years ago, except now it's Democrats doing it in a very heated, unmeasured way.